So I was working at 9 to 5 before I came to you in the Remote Integrated Academy. You are the reason why I am working by myself.
One of the most recent wins that you shared with us, you said, I've closed 3 deals, signed and paid. That's $14,000 and $4,000 in cash collected. I have another guy who verbally committed and even scheduled his kickoff call. And the good news is I have a consistent 2 to 3 sales calls a day coming in. John, so good to have you here with us. Just for everybody that's watching, why don't you explain what your name is, what you do or who you serve, and where you first heard of either me or Scaling with Systems.
Yeah, awesome. Robbie, thank you for having me. My name is John Smith. I'm the owner of Systems Make Profit, and we help business owners learn how to run their own ads. I believe that business owners are the best person to talk to their own business, and agencies are really just screwing over a whole lot of people over there and a lot of burnt out people. So my goal is just to teach people how to fish, and that usually they love that, and it works out really well for them.
Yeah. Where did you first find us?
So I first found you for the Remote Integrator Academy. It was a random post in a Facebook group called Nothing Held Back. And somebody was talking about your sales page for that. And I was like, this integrator stuff sounds kind of cool. And I went and checked it out and I signed up for that program. And I've kind of been in most of your programs since then.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. You're like our, when people talk about like dream clients or lifetime value, I'm pretty sure you got like every single thing that we sell at our company, which I'm just so grateful for. But I was looking back at the journey before this call, doing some research, and I was like, you have Remote Integrator Academy, and then obviously, I think starting with systems, and then scaling school and scaling with systems, and now you're inside of our highest level program scaling initiative as well. So, man, super grateful to work with you, and it's been cool to see the journey. If I could have every single client do exactly what you did, our business would 10x, So I guess that's the goal. The follow-up question I have for you is like, I kind of want to walk through a little bit of the numbers of where you're currently at compared to where you were previously. I like to kind of jog people's memory. So one of the most recent wins that you shared with us, you said, I've closed 3 deals, signed and paid. That's $14,000 and $4,000 in cash collected. I have another guy who verbally committed and even scheduled his kickoff call. And the good news is I have a consistent 2 to 3 sales calls a day coming in. And then I think you said I was running instant form ads on Facebook and LinkedIn to a VSL to book a call. I just started this offer about 6 weeks ago and just signed my 6th client. And then you have another one here that said in 2 days, I got 3 leads, 3 booked calls, 1 closed, 2 to go. First call yesterday, and I closed that for 1,800 MRR. And you've taken your, this was even in scaling school, you took yourself up to 4,800 MRR. So that was kind of like a reverse order because I just went through some of our wins there. But walk us through a little bit of what you see as some of the biggest like wins or transformations that you've seen coming inside of working with us, scaling with systems, scaling school, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely. So I came in with one offer. I was helping podiatrists scale their business with Google search ads, PPC. And I was having a hard time doing that. And so I hired you guys to join Scaling with Systems because I needed more leads. That was my problem. I wasn't getting booked appointments. I wasn't getting leads. They were very pricey. So I came in and it actually made me feel better because you guys had just almost as hard a time as me going after that market. It was just a real tiny market. I've never met a group of people who are more miserable and more broke than podiatrists. Do not go be a podiatrist. But what was awesome, just the whole coming into Scaling with Systems, it was amazing. And then when the team realized, and I kind of realized like, hey, we need to shift direction. They jumped in and within a week, we had a new offer up, everything up and launched. And I started getting just a ton of leads for about $18 a lead. I was getting book calls for about $78 a book call. Like you said, I was having 2 to 3 book calls a day. It was pretty amazing. And it's still going that way. I mean, it was a lead generation booked appointment machine, just like you promised. You absolutely 100% delivered on that.
Thanks. Yeah, that's amazing. It's funny. I was hoping that you were going to say that thing about podiatrists. I don't think I have any podiatrists that follow me, but I remember yesterday when we spoke on the call, you had said they're the most miserable and lonely group of or broke group of people that you had. What made you originally go after a podiatrist? What was like the thinking around that?
Well, I had from Remote Integrator Academy, I had an offer where I was installing HighROAds for people and teaching them how to run that, and really just a full service business. I came in and scaled your business for a cut of your business. One of those clients was also a podiatrist, and she asked if I could just run ads for her. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll run some search ads for you. Well, it quadrupled her business, and she was just stoked about it. So I was like, okay, maybe I got something here. And I started going down that path. path and I got a number of clients. I just couldn't get consistent clients coming in the door just because how small that audience is. And I was just having a hard time getting people to pay a price point that would make sense for me to do it.
Yeah, you also mentioned something I think is super relevant. So, I see online right now, there's all these like ads and people saying, like, become a growth, it's like a growth something, growth consultant or growth something, where you go and work with these people, you take a cut of their business and you scale their business as well. I want to talk because I remember when you told me you were doing that, I had said, hey, this is my concern, which is that it's not very scalable. It's a really great way to make maybe low six figures a year, but if you're trying to make high six, seven, even eight, it's almost impossible doing it unless you have like a full-blown team underneath you, which a lot of people don't really want to have. Can you walk us through? Because a lot of people listening to this right now, they may be thinking about doing this whole like, oh, let me work with this business and get a cut of the business kind of thing versus either a monthly recurring or a one-off fee where you have like a end-to-end productized service versus just like, I'll come and do whatever you want. Walk us through a little bit of that transition and why you made it.
Yeah, I mean, you are 100% right on that. You're like a genie in the bottle, fortune teller. So it was an easy offer to sell because I was basically coming in and saying, you don't have to pay me a monthly fee. If I perform, I get a cut. So like the selling part was super easy. Problem is every client I had was a different business, a different offer. And I was just like starting from scratch every time. One was like a teacher selling kindergarten stuff. Another one was selling meal planning. Another one was selling some spiritual stuff. And it was just crazy. And so it was very hard to have any kind of economy of scale. And I was going from offer to offer to offer, and I really wasn't doing any of them very well. And so performance across all the clients was suffering because I was having a hard time just scaling. And it was even hard. I tried to bring in somebody and it was hard for them to do all the things that need to happen, which because I was doing not just ads, but I was also just doing split tests on their landing page. I was setting up funnels for them, having upsell products, helping them with their email marketing. I was doing the whole shebang, and it was hard to even hire somebody to come in and have all those skills to even help alleviate my time. So it was just it's a train wreck. And it, like you said, it's just hard to scale.
Yeah, and it's funny as well because like people think, okay, well, I'll just scale and then I'll delegate it out. But if you are doing something, let's just call it inefficient. You called it a train wreck, but let's just call it inefficient. You're doing because you're making money, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like we'll call it inefficient. Just because you're now paying somebody else to do something inefficient doesn't all of a sudden make it efficient. And if anything, even I've kind of learned this with our client success team as well. The more you promise clients and the more your transformation spans different parts of the business, the more they're expecting from you. And then as you scale, the more you're expecting from your client success managers. So I have some clients that get away with like literally VAs in Colombia being client success managers because it's like this one niche thing. And here's the course material where we're getting like people that used to run multiple 6, 7 figure, even 8-figure businesses becoming client success managers for us, which of course those people you have to pay more money, but they also have so it's like it's kind of this give and take a little bit, but it's cool to see you go. And let's say that on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the easiest client, they pay you money and you're good to go. You don't have to do a lot of work. You're providing a lot of value. Let's separate value and work. I'm not saying you're not providing a lot of value, but you're providing a lot of value, but it's not requiring a lot of work. And 1 or 0 being like, oh my gosh, this is an unbelievable amount of work. Where would you put these two offers on the spectrum of like the Facebook ads offer and let's just say the like, I'll do everything in your business offer?
Yeah, I guess let me add something to that before I answer your question there. My goal has always been to model off what you have and doing maybe $1 million a month. And so I was always looking for that very scalable offer. And so anytime I hit an offer that was not that, just listening to you were always in the back of my head. In fact, I have even sticky, what would Robbie do right here on my computer? So just always that was in the back of my mind. So as far as work and complexity and just pulling my hair out, and obviously I don't have any hair out, the done for you, 100% done for you offer, that was like a 10 out of 10 work and effort. I was just nonstop. And I just had 4 clients. I mean, I was doing over 6 figures a year, but I couldn't get past the 4 clients. And I really wasn't even taking care of those 4 clients because there was just so much to do. This offer, I mean, it's night and day. I would say it's like a 3, and really it's only a 3 because I'm having to pull some clients along who aren't moving as fast as I want to. So I'm spending a little bit more effort on that. But as far as the delivery mechanism, they're all starting in the same place. I'm all taking them to the same place. I'm using the same work products, just all the stuff that you go into with your offer refinement process and making that a very deliverable package system. So yeah, it has drastically reduced how much work, and I'm able to just focus all on sales calls almost entirely.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to bring up next, which is like, talk to me about both in business, but also a little bit outside of business, how this like adjustment since you came in, we launched the main, because that's like one of the things that we'll do is we try not to argue with clients. And so if someone comes in,
Mhm.
they already have an offer and they're pretty adamant about scaling the offer, we'll be like, okay, maybe we disagree, but we'll go after it. But one of the
Mhm.
great things I think is also attributed to your success is you're also like, look, I'm willing to adjust if it's required. And so came in, tried to scale it, couldn't scale it, pivoted, helped refine the new offer, launched it. That's doing well. Walk us through a little bit of like how that's also changed. If I would make an assumption that you're probably working a little bit less right now, you're able to spend a little bit
Mhm.
more time with the family. How has this also impacted you, let's say outside of business?
Well, I'm still probably working as much, but it is more fun. I will say that because my whole
Fair
goal
enough.
is to build this up as fast as humanly possible. So I'm willing to put in the grunt work for a while to get that. And so that's why I talk to my friends and they're like, "You took 4 sales calls a day?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I took 4 sales calls a day. I want, want those numbers. I want that volume." And so in that aspect, but it's not client delivery. It's all about sales. And so I'm learning a new high ticket scales skill. And so I'm just really honing in and refining on that. Yeah, I feel better about it. I'm excited about it. I was just a little disgruntled about the other offer because it was felt like I was just pulling teeth out of everybody. But I'm excited about this because I see the economies of scale, even though it's not there yet. Like your team, Joe Man's helping me build and systemize all my back end. Like this business is being built, and it's exciting to see that. And so yeah, that's just thrilling. If anything else, even if I'm working just as much, I'm more excited overall and just energized to keep doing this offer.
Yeah, and it's probably maybe not right now. I actually don't know where you're at revenue wise compared to the old offer, but
Mhm.
either already or potentially in the near future, you'll be at a higher dollar per hour as well, which I think is like the most
Yeah.
like I mean, I literally track every year how much money I took home, how many hours I worked that year for my true dollar per hour. And I think
Mhm.
that you had said it well, like economies of scale, as you start to make more and more money, if you can actually lower the amount of time that you're working, or at least
Mhm.
maintain the amount of time that you're working, then you're kind of
Mhm.
making more dollar per hour as well, which I think is
Yeah.
super, super helpful. I want to pivot for a second and talk about, just for people that are watching this right now, you said the switch in the offer. Like, what were one or two of the needle mover things, and you can get specific if you want to, that we did with you that really, really helped? Just so somebody can leave here with like, this was me. I'm in this exact scenario. Obviously you worked with us, but if someone's listening to this and they want to do it on their own, what's one or two things that we did together that was like, yeah, this really, really helped us scale the business?
I mean, there's so many things here. You came in, you wrote my ad copy, you wrote my VSLs, you edited them. Just that alone, like I'm pretty good at writing ads. You guys are better, and your copy was solid. And so launching that was good. You helped me kind of think of some audiences and some targeting I hadn't thought about. So just getting that machine up and running, all my lead and follow-up sequences that I do, the book call follow-up sequence, the lead. I mean, really just the whole machine, the prospect flow that you sell, setting that up and helping me use that and optimize it for just this whole lead generation business. That was phenomenal. And that is what has gotten me. I was getting about 10 leads a day. And like I said, 2 to 3 book calls a day, really just flooding my calendar, which is awesome. The other biggest thing that has helped me with, I had never done high ticket sales. And so just going through the course, but then also working with with Joe and Matt on that Wednesday call, like my sales skills have just leveled up just greatly. And so that's what I'm more excited about. Probably the best thing here. I love the leads and the book calls, but just learning the skill of high ticket sales, that has probably been a massive bonus and takeaway from your program here.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. When it comes to high ticket sales, it's so funny. It's like, I would say that next to not having enough sales calls, the other biggest pain point we see from prospects and our clients is like the ability to actually close on the sales call itself.
Yeah.
And now that's why we put in like the sales call review. That's why we have people that train you on sales calls. We have all the modules on it as well. It's so funny that so many people, it's like everyone always thinks as soon as I get enough sales calls, all my problem will be solved, right? It's just like there's no such thing. It's just there's
Yeah.
always whatever the next problem is. And it's kind of
Mhm.
funny that sales is such a large issue with a lot of people. And I remember I actually had Joe here. We had our scaling initiative mastermind this past weekend, and we were talking
Mhm.
about you. And he's like, yeah, I think the main reason that John keeps on working with us is because he just wants to get better at sales. Like he just and he's like, I think you said that on your ascension call with Joe, you were like, I
Mhm.
know what you're doing right now, and I love it. You're like, now you're starting to like spot on the sales calls how people are using this, which is a pretty cool
Yeah.
position to be in. What would you say
Mhm.
was like one of your weaker areas when it came to sales compared to what it is now?
The discovery part, I wasn't, and the seven doors framework, just going through and before I even pitch the offer, digging into each area of the customer or their client, picking out their pain points, picking out their money situation, all that kind of stuff, and then pitching, but then using all that information I'd gathered to come back and handle any objections that came up. And that little process right there has been massive. Just talking to people, I come to them every week with like, okay, on this sales call, somebody told me this, I didn't have an answer for it. Can you give me some role play there? And just everything they come up with, like everything that I hear, they'll give me some ammo to go use towards that. And that has just been phenomenal. And then the sales calls review, I completely forgot about the first time. That has been phenomenal. Like just being able to hand over my sales call and get some very tangible feedback, like, John, you should have asked this, or they told you this, you should have used this here. Like that's been super, super valuable.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know what he was talking about, sales call review, like I said, a lot of the times for our clients, what we'll notice is we'll fix the leads and sales call problem. We're very, very good at that. And then it's like the actual closing the deals, right, becomes the next thing because we want you to see a full return on investment. So I think about 6 months ago, we added, maybe a year ago, we added in the ability for us to actually listen to your sales calls. You submit it in, we'll listen to you, we'll give you a full Google document back with all the feedback on it. And it's increased the workload on our end considerably, but at the same time, we've seen a significant difference in the number of clients who are not just getting calls now, but are getting sales, which has been really, really huge for us. Final question I have for you here. People are watching this right now, and they're either seeing this on an ad, they're watching this on YouTube. They've been thinking of working with us for a while in some capacity, scaling schools, scaling systems, scaling initiative, et cetera, et cetera. What would you say to the person that is sitting there on the fence watching this video and hasn't pulled the trigger yet?
It's a no-brainer. And I actually tell this people all the time. I've got a number of friends in they're entrepreneurs, and I'm like, dude, you guys are just idiots for not signing up with Ravi. Like you're one of the people online who delivers exactly what you're gonna do. You say you're gonna do. In fact, I would say over deliver. Like I joined because of the ad, and the marketing part, but then the rest of the course and the rest of the support has just really over delivered beyond my expectation. And now that I'm in Scale and Initiative, it's just really over delivered. Like you just throw out value, value, value. You know what you're talking about. You're actually doing this stuff. I mean, people are just stupid. If they have a business, they want to scale it, they just have to sign up with you. If they don't, they're wasting money or time. Probably both.
I like it. So you guys are dumb if you don't sign up with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are John's words, not mine. Okay. So get upset with him, but I appreciate the kind words. We absolutely love working with you. And just a huge shout out because, everyone, the saying your mileage may vary. Not all of our clients obviously see the success that you do. I'm the first to admit it. Obviously we have a really high success rate, but it's not 100%. And everybody would be lying to you if they said they had 100%. But I think one of the reasons, John, you're able to see success so frequently and be able to pivot is just because you put in the work. I think you do the two. I always tell people the two most important qualities are the willingness to put in work and the willingness to accept feedback and adjust. And I wanted to give you a shout out because I think you do both of those so well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a workhorse. I'm in the hustle mode right now.
I like that. I respect it a lot. People that are watching this right now and they like you, they like your energy. Maybe they even want some help with some of the stuff that you do. What's the best place people can find you, connect with you, et cetera, et cetera?
Absolutely. You can go to my website, Systems Make Profit. You can also go to my Instagram page, The John Smith, see some things I put out there. And yeah, I'd love to talk to you. Love to see if ads are right for you. And if I could help you learn how to fish and run your own ads and get out of the agency trap of that cycle. So
I love it. Awesome. John, thanks so much for coming on here. I appreciate it. And for everybody else, we'll see you in the next video.
All right. Thanks, Robbie.
Hey guys, for the first time ever, we just released an insane training bundle that has literally everything that I've learned going from $0 to $25 million online, plus $20,000 worth of free gifts that we're throwing in it, all for an insanely low price. If you want to get your hands on it, be sure to click the first link in the description down below now.